What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Just want to say a big thank you to those of you that have subscribed, liked, commented. I've been overwhelmed with the response of some of these videos, and I cannot thank you guys enough. So I'm going to continue to keep doing what I do, and hopefully it is helping you guys out. Now, this is going to be a little bit different to the normal videos that I do. So let me explain. So obviously we have 4 slots, fifth slot if you include your starter tactic, and basically I just wanted to show you guys how I start my weekend league and the way I use the slots. So normally when I show you guys videos, I just show you like one formation, one tactic, for example. But this time around, I'm going to show you what I personally use, and then obviously we'll jump in with the gameplay and things like that. So let's jump into how my team is set up. So you can see this is my starter team. I don't really bother too much with any of this. I don't tend to use the starter formation. It's just all blah. So you can see it's a 4-3-3, and the reason I use that is to purely fit in those players that I want to use for that particular game. So this is kind of where the magic happens here, is these 3 slots here. I tend to leave this one with like experimental, tactics and stuff like that, stuff that I find that works, and then obviously I'll show you guys. But these 3 here are like the go-to formations for me. So this is the first one that I jump straight into. So as soon as I start a game, press 1 attacking on the D-pad, and this is what my squad is like. So this is the setup for this particular one here. It's 60-66, balanced direct passing, 45, 7, 3 and 1. And that is probably my go-to formation, the main formation that I use. I absolutely love it. It's never changed in the, no matter how many patches, what we 10 patches now, it's never changed. A few tweaks here and there, but that is ultimately my starter formation. And then if I struggle, or I want to change it up, I want to go a bit more narrow, then I jump into my 4-3-2-1, which is this one here. And again, you can see the setup is balanced, 55, 61, balanced direct passing, 45, 7, 2 and 2. If I come up against another user that's using the 4-3-2-1, then I would probably jump into this one. But I tend to go between those 2 formations. So for me, it's these 2 that I go through. Start with this one. Depending on how it's going, if I haven't scored within like 10-15 in-game minutes, I'll probably jump to that one. If I find my opponent is using the 4-3-2-1, I would jump into that one to try and match them, because it is an OP formation, let's face it. But ultimately these 2 are the go-to formations. And then finally we have, although it's set to ultra defensive, it's not ultra defensive in any way, shape or form. If you've watched my 4-2-3-1 video, you will know this is very much counter-attacking, and if you want to hold a lead and things like that. So again, this is the setup on this one. It's balanced, 55-60, fast build up, direct passing, 45, 7, 3 and 1. So yeah, that is the way those 3 are set up. So yeah, these are these 3, these 2, 100% definitely have them in your slots. I recommend this one for more defensive, or you can use one of my 5 at the back formations. But these are the 3 I mainly run my weekend league. I don't do any live twitching or anything like that. Maybe I can get back into it again. I'm finding it difficult to find the time to do all that as well as do these videos. So yeah, maybe if I get a bit more time, I can jump into that and do it live. But ultimately, it's this one, the 4-3-3-4. Then, like I say, if I'm not doing too well, or I'm coming up against a 4-3-2-1, I'll jump into my 4-3-2-1. Again, if I get a goal, I'll go back to that one. And then if I want to close out the game, I'll go to the 4-2-3-1. So they're ultimately my 3 go-to formations that haven't changed. They've always been with me right from the very start of FC24. I will show you the instructions to each individual one of these, but I think it's best that you see a little bit of gameplay first, just so you can see me going between the 3 formations. And then obviously, you'll see how it plays. And then, like I say, the last slot, that is one that I experiment with, I play around with, I find that it works, maybe for 3 or 4 games, 5 games, 10 games, whatever, then it doesn't work and stuff like that. But the stuff that I do work, I tend to put here and then obviously show you guys what it is, you know, and then we go from there. And this one here at the minute, the 4-2-1-3 is a very good formation. I did a video on this a few days ago. It's a very, very, very good formation. That's why it's still there, because I still jump into this one. It's a slightly different variation to the 4-3-3. But yeah, it gives me a little bit more protection and I can defend slightly different. So yeah, you'll see over the next 3 or 4 videos, I'm going to show formations that are basically, you know, you start one way, but it defends in another. So you attack in one formation, but you defend in a different formation, if that makes sense. And I've got 3 or 4 of them that I'm going to go through, that I'm going to cycle through. This is one. So basically, you know, you 4-2-1-3, you start off with the 4-2-1-3, then you defend in a 4-5-1, for example, you know, and I've got quite a few of these that I'm going to show you guys that, you know, which will help as well. Of course, it will help. And then hopefully, you know, when we get to touch, you've all got the formations around that you like, that we've tried, and we've all tried it together. And then bang, we can get into this, you know, weekend league, and hopefully everybody can get some really sick cards, because that's ultimately what we're aiming for now. The campaign at the minute is pretty poor. So yeah, like I say, what we'll do is I'll jump into some gameplay, and then I'll cycle through these 3 formations, because as I say, I've done a video on this one not so long ago. So I'll cycle through these formations just so you can see how they work and how I use them in game. And then I will jump into the instructions on each individual one towards the end of the video. So this is going to be a little bit longer than normal. So be prepared. It's a little bit longer than normal video. But anyway, I hope it translates well and you guys enjoy it as much as I have in making it. So yeah, let's just jump into some gameplay and then we'll come back. So I just wanted to show bottom right hand side of your screen, guys. You can see that I've transitioned. Well, I've gone to the 4-3-3-4 formation that I originally set up, and then I'm kind of still testing the waters at this point. My opponent is very aggressive, but I still think this 4-3-3 is going to do the job. So try and gain some composure. I just pass it around. Usually the crossfield pass like this is pretty good for like getting your players back into position. It stretches their defense, not their defense. It stretches them, not necessarily their defense, but it stretches them to the point where you can do this. It's very boring, it's very frustrating, but I just needed to get some composure at that particular moment in time. Totally lost my head, you know, as you do in FC24. So yeah, we just had to play around with it a little bit and then we get there in the end. So we're still sticking with the 4-3-3-4 at this point in time, because like I say, I feel it's working. I feel that my opponent is too aggressive. So I feel my more attacking, you know, option is but you see he dived in there. It is better for this type of opponent. So I thought he was going to quit. He doesn't even make any changes. He just pauses it. Then we go back out. And you know, you can see how many people I've got forward. You can see he's got really no defence, and then the smallest guy on the pitch gets a header at the back stick. So it's crazy. But the next example is pretty good. I immediately know how this opponent is going to play against me. He has one of the best teams I've come up against: Ronaldinho, Mbappe, Garrincha. It's an insane team. I know he's going to be trying to do all the flicks, all the skills. He's just basically going to be, you know, very aggressive, very out there, trying to do some flicks and stuff like that. So, yeah, I start off with the 4-3-3-4, as you can see. Again, we're just feeling each other out. I can see that he's got no left back and right back. He's very aggressive. He's very attacking. And obviously I want to exploit that with my attacking team, and then we get a nice easy goal. Now, although I'm 1-0 up, in my mind at this point in time, I'm thinking I need to probably go a little bit more defensive. I probably need to use my 4-2-3-1, because he is using that agile dribbling. He's getting around my players quite easily. He's quite aggressive. He's putting a lot of pressure on me. Then I get this little bit of a breakthrough here, which was pure luck on that goal. But my mind is still saying I need to change this. I've been under the cosh a little bit. Again, in my mind, I'm still thinking, do I stick or twist? I'm still 2-0 up. I've had it before where I've been 2-3-0 up and the guys come back and beat me or drawn, and it's just been an absolute nightmare. But anyway, again, We've managed to get through his leaky defence. I still haven't changed to the 4-2-3-1. It's still in my head. I'm thinking maybe if I get one more goal, he might quit on me. He's still very aggressive. He's still doing the tricks and the flicks. But anyway, Garrincha gets a nice little goal there. I'm 4-0 up and I'm thinking that's it. This guy's going to quit. He's got to quit. But he doesn't. So second half, 4-0. Guy's still continuing. He doesn't have the American girls in his squad, so he's not doing an objective or anything like that. So for me, it's still in the back of my mind. You know, you get that thought or feeling like you're winning quite well, but is it going to sustain? Are you going to keep it there? You know, so I switched to the 4-2-3-1. I've already switched to the 4-2-3-1 at this point. You know, I've got. I'm just thinking as soon as he gets the ball to Ronaldinho, I'm just thinking that card is so good that one little thing and he's through on my goal. 1 goal, 2 goals, 3 goals, and before you know it, I've lost a 4-0 lead. So at that point, I'm like, no. But anyway, again, we get a nice little goal with Morgan. So yeah, we're 5-0 up. I'm now using my more defensive formation, my more counter-attacking formation. At this point now, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to get away with a win. But you know your mindset sometimes is like as easy as you're scoring goals, you know you can concede them just as quick. So I just like that little bit of reassurance. Hence why I have all these slots. You know, especially when you come up against these teams, these type of teams with the Mbappes and the Ronaldinhos and stuff. I mean, my teams are pretty good, but I don't have a Ronaldinho. I don't have an Mbappe. Mbappe is the only card I think I haven't really packed yet, and obviously Ronaldinho as well. But here we're just having a little bit of fun now. He's just, I don't know what's going on at this point. You know, we're Division 2. You know, we're almost back at elite again after the games, and it's like people's mindsets with this is really strange. But I don't know what it is. It's crazy. But yeah, we get a nice little 6 goal, and yeah, then he decides to quit on me. So we've started the game with the 4-3-3-4, as I've shown you previously. This is now a Futchamps game. Totally under the cosh by this guy's formation. I mean, the pressure is relentless. I'm struggling like mad, and then I get this little bit of luck, and I get the first goal. However, the pressure doesn't stop, and I can't play my style of football because his pressure is it's so strong that I can't play how I want to play. So I then switch to a more counter-attacking formation. So I switched to the 4-3-2-1 as I've showed you. Purely because I know it defends in a 4-4-2, and I know he's got wide players, and I want to stop his wide play because his LM and his RM are absolutely destroying me. Even though my 4-3-3 has wide players, it's not good enough against the particular formation that he is using and his press. So yeah, like I say, we switched to the 4-3-2-1, and again, I know this is a counter-attacking team, so I know I can do things like that. And luckily enough, we get the 3-2 win. Futchamps game. This is why having these slots filled is so important. So what we'll do is we'll jump into the instructions, as I said at the beginning. Hopefully you've seen the gameplay and you understand a bit better why having at least 3 of the 4 slots is really important against the different play styles that you come up against. You always need to find that formation that can either go up against the formation you're playing or better it. And that is ultimately what we have built here, and that is what we're still striving to build. You know, it's you can look at the meta, which is fine, which is great. A lot of these formations are meta, are pro. You know, 4-3-2-1 is a pro formation, but you know, little tweaks we make the difference, especially in games like you've probably just seen if you've watched the gameplay. You know, that 85th minute winner. Those are the ones that make a difference. So let's jump into the instructions on my 4-3-3-4. We are balanced attack, overlap on the left back and right back. The DM is on stay back, balance, cover centre. The CM is on balanced across the board and cover centre. The CAM is on comeback on defence. Again, there's method to this madness. The left wing and the right wing are on balance, cut inside, getting behind. That is purely because we don't want these two to bash into each other. And also, we kind of want to make a 4-5-1 defending, and the striker is balanced with getting behind to stay forward. Now, that is the 4-3-3-4. If we jump into the 4-3-2-1, it's not. I'm not using the pro setup for this, if you like. I'm using my setup, and that is left back and right back on overlap. The holding midfield is on stay back, balance, cover centre. The left CM is on balanced and cover wing. The right CM is on balanced and cover centre. Again, we're defending in a 4-4-2, hence why we have him at the wing. We have basically our left wing, our centre forward, on getting behind. Our striker getting behind. Our right centre forward come back on defence. He is my right mid. He is my left mid. 4-4-2 in defence. Again, I'm going to do some more videos showing what formations go into what defence, etc., etc. And I've skipped one, so let's go back because these menus are pretty crap. So the 4-2-3-1, the instructions on this are not defensive at all, but it's more for like holding that lead and counter-attacking. So it's stay back and overlap. We've got cut passing lanes, balanced and cover centre on the attacking CM. The defending CM, stay back while attacking, cover centre, cut passing lanes. The cam we've got on come back on defence, getting the box for crosses. The right cam and the left cam are on comeback, getting the box for crosses, as you can see there. And then the striker is on getting behind and stay forward. We use balance width because we don't want him to be limited. If he wants to go to the left, let him go to the left. If he wants to go to the right, let him go to the right. And then basically we are defending in like a 4-5-1 on this one. And you'll see that if you've watched the gameplay, I try and use these three formations. If I'm struggling, I'll try one. If that doesn't work, I'll go to the next one. And if that doesn't work, I'll go to the next one. And if that doesn't work, I get my head back in the game and I think, okay, what can I change for the next game? And then I come up with all these different, formations and stuff like that. So this 4-2-1-3 is meta at the minute. Hopefully you've watched my video on that one, because that is a meta formation and that is still good as I'm talking now. Hence why I've still got it, and I still use it. It is a variation of that, of the 4-3-3. So yeah, bear that in mind, guys. These two are very, very similar. However, the 4-2-1-3 gives you a bit more protection. Again, if you haven't already, if you go and watch Monday night's video, you'll see that how that formation works and how I've set it up, and it is definitely used in one of your slots. The last thing I will say is this here, this slot here, this is basically your fifth slot. I don't have it set up in any way, shape or form. It's just purely to put players in it. However, if I was to set this up, I would do a 4-2-4, because then you've covered every base. And I will do, my next video is the latest 4-2-4, so that's probably why I'm not showing it now. So we'll do that on Friday night, the 4-2-4. So anyway, hope you like what you see. Hit that like button if you do, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care.